Hi everyone, it's Rebecca and today I'm back on behalf of Wild Orchid Crafts, the Wild Bunch, to share another project with you guys, so I hope you enjoy. Okay, so today I thought I would come here and make a tutorial for you guys. So I have been playing around with some Wild Orchid Craft products and I've been trying to create butterflies in different shapes and sizes and colors. So I just thought I would share with you guys a few that I have come up with. I'm not going to go into too much detail on these ones because I know one of the other designers for the Wild Bunch have already created some of these before. And they look like that. So all it is, you get one of these little flowers here, and this one happens to be from this pack. And what you do is you just get one petal and you glue that down on the back, and then you use one of these stamens as antennas. So you just fold it like that and glue it at the back, and you have your little butterfly. And these ones I actually added some glitter glue, so you can see they're all very glittery and nice. But anyways, these ones, as I said, have already been created, so I'm not going to go into that too much. But the ones I wanted to share with you guys is these ones that I have created. So I'll just share with you guys here what they look like first of all. So you have 3 different ones right there, okay? And then another 3. And these 2 at the back, which are made from lace. So I'm just going to go ahead and start showing you guys what I've done. So this one right here, you might be able to tell, it's a very easy one. So I've used some of these balls from this pack, and I was looking at it and I thought, they almost look like little butterflies, and I thought that that was really cute. So all I did to this one was add some of the stamens at the back, like so. So I just glued that to the bow, and I trimmed the excess that you can see here down at this end. And basically, after you've glued your stamen, you have your little butterfly, and it looks like that one right there. This one is another very, very easy one. I have used one of these flowers right here in the white. And what I did with this one was, as you can see here, it has 6 petals. And what I did was I actually folded 2 of the petals down. And when I folded it down, when I was gluing it to the back, I made sure that the petal was sort of peeking through here in between the other 2 petals. So you can see here it's peeking through. And you do the same on the other side. So when you glue it down, you kind of have this little petal here in between the 2 original petals. Okay, so it looks like that. Then I did the same thing. I added one of these stamens at the back. And then I added a tiny little pearl here in the center. And the pearl that I used for this one was from this pack. And this is the green pack. Okay, so that's that second one there. Very, very easy. Now for the other ones, I'm actually going to go into more detail for you guys. And I think I'm going to go ahead and create some of these for you guys to see. So I'll start with this one. So you can see here what it looks like. I've used 2 leaves, which came from this pack. And the leaves are actually white. This one is green because I have already colored it in and I just put it back in the pack. But they come in white like this. So I used 2 of those. And I also used one of these flowers right here, and that's the code right there. So for this one I've used the blue, but for this tutorial I'm going to use one of the pink. So here's what I did. I cut out 2 petals. Okay, so you might be able to see here that there's like a little hole right in the center of the flower. So you're just going to cut from in between the petals all the way to the center. So do that on this side right here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side right here. So I will have 2 petals like this. Then you just get your glue gun or any glue you'd like to use. I like to add a little bit of glue to the end of this leaf right here, okay? And then I'm gonna glue these two together, like so. And be careful with the hot glue. I'm really used to hot glue on my fingers, so it doesn't burn me that much, but be really careful. You don't want to burn yourself. So you have something that looks like this, okay? And then all you will do is just add a little bit of glue to the center of the two leaves together here. And then you will glue this other two petals here to the bottom. Okay, just let that dry for a second. Okay, so you now have the body of your butterfly. And then what I did was I used a feather. So I just trimmed a tiny little bit of this feather here on the bottom, like so. And what I did actually, because I felt that I wanted the feather to be a little bit short, I held here in the center. I held it really firmly, and then I just started pulling some of this feather off, like so, because I found that it was a bit too long, the feathers that I had. So by pulling it, you get a more natural sort of look, like this one right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue in the center of this butterfly, glue this down. Then I'm going to go ahead and use one of these stamens and glue it to the back. I'm just pinching it together like so. And you can see what it looks like there on the back. And then let that dry. And as it's drying, you can actually reposition the antennas if it doesn't look the way you would like. But I'm pretty happy with that one. So now for the center, I have this metal piece right here, which is from a bracelet. And it has these bling bits on the inside. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim off the little loops that you see here. These are the rings that would have been used for the bracelet. Okay, so that's what it's looking like now. So it's a little bit less bulky. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue right in the center of the feather. And then push this piece right in there. Hold it together for a few seconds until it dries. And there you have it. You have your cute little butterfly. So that's the blue one right there. Now I'm going to show you how I've made these ones. So this one right here, the two-tone butterfly right there, I have used two of these flowers. So I've got here two of the pink, so I've got darker and a lighter one because you want to have that two-tone effect. And all you do is you're just going to cut off 2 and 2 petals. And then what I did was I chose the lighter color to be on the bottom, and I actually chose to trim this a little bit because I wanted them to be just a little bit smaller. Okay, and I trimmed on the inside here as well, just a tiny little bit, not much. Okay, so that it looks like that. And now all you need to do is add a little bit of glue to the back of this center part right here, and then glue your butterfly. Okay. Okay, so that's what it's looking like right now. And you can just adjust as it's gluing or as the glue is setting. Adjust it as you need. Then I'm going to use another one of those stamens. For the center of this one, I just used this pretty little flower that I had, and this is actually some clay flowers that I made. And I have some in white and pink and and green. So I just broke that off just there. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the back. And just glue it to the center. Very easy. Okay, so that's this one right here. And again, I did add some glitter glue to these. So this is the sort of thing you would do last. Now this one, what I did was I used 2 petals from this flower. So I'll just grab one of those that I've cut out earlier. Okay, so I used 2, like so. And I used one of these ones right here. And on this one, what I did is I cut off 2 petals and kept 4. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the back center part right here, and then I'm just going to glue it to this white flower. Okay, just like so. So you can see you can get all sorts of shapes of butterflies using different flower combinations. Okay, so now you have the body of your butterfly. And for this one, in the center, I've just used some of this pearl string, and Wild Orchid Craft do sell these as well. So you just sort of measure how many you want there, and then you're gonna add a little bit of glue right down the center, and you just position your pearls. I used another one of these Stamens, and just position it however you want and let it set. So this is another little butterfly, and that's that one right there. Now I'm going to show you how I've made this one, which probably looks quite straightforward, and it is. So I'm just using 4 of these white leaves. And just a little tip for you guys, you don't have to keep them white. You can go ahead and use some ink for this. I'm just going to go ahead and use the Spanish Sugar by Tim Holtz so that you guys can see what you can do. So you don't have to have them just completely white. Okay, so you can see here, oops, hang on, let me see if you can see. I hope the camera's showing. Okay, so that one is slightly pink now, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that for all 4 leaves. Okay, so now you can see here I have got 4 leaves that have been inked, and that's the white one there, so that you can see the difference. And now all you're gonna do is you're going to grab 2 of these, add a little bit of glue to the end of one of them, and put these 2 together. And what I like to do is for the top part of the butterfly, I leave this area a little bit spread out, so it's going more outwards. And then for the bottom 2, I like to add a little bit of glue here in the center again, but I like to keep the leaves a little bit closer together, a bit like so. So you can see here they're a bit closer together. If I put them next to each other, you might be able to see a little bit better. So there's the difference. So that's the top part, and that's the bottom. And now what I do is I just add a little bit of glue to the back here, right in the center, and I just push in the bottom part. So now you have the body of your butterfly. And for this one right here, I added one of these little roses in the center, and they're the tea roses in the 25mm. So I decided to go with this color right here, which is the white with pink center. You can go ahead and just cut off the back. Now I just go ahead and add a little bit of glue to the center of this butterfly and push your flower in. Then I'm going to use another pink stamen here for the back, and there you go. So that's that butterfly right there. And now the other 2 that I wanted to share with you guys is these 2 right here. I have used this Guipure lace right here, and it looks like this. So you can see I've already trimmed some of this off, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to need 4 of these sections right here. So you can see I have 4 here. I'm going to cut them individually, and what I like to do is, you might be able to see there's some little bits here that look a little bit odd, so I'm just going to trim those off as well. So now you should have something that looks a bit like this. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the other 3. Okay, so now I have my 4 pieces. I'm going to start assembling this. And I'm going to use the same principle again as I have used before. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue here. And I'm going to keep the top wings a little bit more open here on the top, so they're going outwards a bit more. And be careful with the hot glue, because this is lace and the hot glue will penetrate. So you can see here I've got loads of little stringy bits here from the glue. Get rid of that. So then the bottom part, you're going to do again the same thing, so keep them a little bit closer together. So add a little bit of glue and keep them a little bit more closed. And now you're going to put these 2 parts together. So I like to add a little bit of glue to the back here, and then just push in my bottom part. Okay, so that's the body of your butterfly. I used some feather again, okay, right in the center. And then what I use here in the center is some more of those clay flowers, and I have here some green ones, and I feel like 2 is enough, so I'm just going to break off one of them. Glue that in place, so a little bit of glue in the center of the feathers, and just push that in like so, and that's your butterfly. And now for the antennas, for this one I'm going to be using these Stamens, and I hope you guys can see, but that's green. And you might be wondering, where did I get that from? Well, I want to share another little tip with you guys. So that stamen started off a white stamen, because the mixed pack that you can get from Wild Orchid Craft, you get the whites and the pinks. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to have something that coordinated with the center I was using. So what you can do, which is very, very easy, if you have any of these marker pens, it don't have to be pro markers, but if you have Copic markers or Spectrum Noir or any of these markers, you can go ahead and do this. So I like to use the chisel end, or whatever this is called, the thicker end. And what I do is I just put the stem in here on my finger, and then I just basically paint it over, and then I turn it around and I cover the whole thing, and then you will get something that coordinates your project. So go ahead and do that for the other side also. And this dries very fast because it is alcohol based, I believe, the ink on these markers. So they will cover these surfaces very well. So there you go, that's just another tip, and you can do that to coordinate your projects and have your stamen look whatever color you would like, really. So you don't have to just have white and pink. So there you go, that's my green one right there. I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue to the back of this butterfly, and there you go. Now I have a butterfly with a green center and green antennas. So that's really neat, I really like that. And I'm just going to leave this one drying like this because the glue is not set yet. And now for this one, I did the exact same thing, but I used a different lace, and this is the wide white Guipure lace, and I will show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like right here, and you can see I've already trimmed some of that off. So I'm going to go ahead and trim 4 of these little pointy bits, as I like to call it. So you can still use this on a project and it'll still look beautiful, and nobody will know that it came from the same lace. So you're using the same piece of lace a few times, which is a good thing. And then, as you can see here on the butterfly, all I've kept is the center part here. So these two big chunks here, I've trimmed them off. So what I did was I just chopped it like this. Okay, so I'll show them two together. So that's what I did. Okay, and then I did the same thing as I did to the previous one. I just glued the two top parts together, and then the two bottom parts, and then all of them together. And what I did for the center on this one, I have used one of these hat pins, and these are actually the Wild Orchid Crafts stick pins that you can buy, and they have it in all sorts of different colors, and it looks like this. And what I did was I trimmed the actual pin with this wire, but I actually found that if you're careful, okay, be very careful with this pointy bit here because you don't want to hurt yourself, but if you're very careful, you can hold this together and bend it back and forth like so, or if you have a plier like this, you can also hold this down very close to the actual pearl here and just go back and forth, and there you go, it just came off. Okay, so you then have something that looks like this that you can go ahead and use as your butterfly body. And what I did was I used the bigger pearl on the top, and then it goes like a bit smaller, a little bit like a dragonfly kind of body, because I thought that that would look better than the other way around. So another tip, do not throw these away, okay, because you can still use these to make stick pins. You can just go ahead and start gluing your beads straight from the top. So don't waste anything. There's no need to. So anyways, you guys, this is my tutorial for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I have used a whole bunch of products here, so I will have the list of products and all the codes down below in the description box as always. I will also have the Wild Orchid Craft website, as well as their Facebook page and also the YouTube channel, so that you guys can go ahead and check them out. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please comment below and let me know what you think. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!